Welcome to Toffee TV. This is my 3 talking points from Everton 1, West Brom 1. Today, talking point number 1. Theo Walcott made his full debut today for Everton. Well, his debut for Everton today at Goodison Park. And I thought he'd done very well. I thought he'd done really well on the whole. There'll be games when we can get him in it. Well, I hope there will be, when we can get him in it even more. But he showed today that he's up for the fight. He really does work hard, Theo. He's ended the game with an assist for Nias's goal. It's just a pity we couldn't get him in a bit more. He had a really good volley that Ben Foster made a great save from. And he just looks a threat, and he looks like, you know, we got on the outside and put a couple of good crosses in as well. Put a brilliant ball in the first half, which I feel Cenk Tosun should have attacked. But, you know, he's just shown glimpses today of what we can get for him. And I think the fitter we get him and we get used to what he does and used to the runs he makes, we can utilise him better. But he's given me a little bit of confidence today that he can be a big player for us. Yeah, like I said, I was really impressed by his work rate as well. He's got the ability, he's got the tools, but you know, to work that hard and that speed is there. And once his fitness is up to full speed and he can do it over 90 minutes, I think he could be a big player for us. But we've got to get him in the game more, because he's not going to be used to us not creating chances, because he's come from Arsenal, who create a hell of a lot of chances each game, to a team that is lucky to have a shot in the first half. So we've got to correct that very quickly. But I've seen enough today to make me feel that Theo Walcott will be an important player for us, and the more of those we can put in our team, the better, and the better we will be. But a good solid start. Listen, you start your debut and you have an assist on your debut, then you can't really complain with that. So well done, Theo. Moving on, I think we've got to talk about our midfield. And that midfield today stood out like a sore thumb for me. We were playing a team in the bottom 3. They came to Goodison and played 2 strikers. Who knew? And we went with two defensive midfield players in James McCarthy and Morgan Schneiderlin. Now, people have said McCarthy isn't a defensive midfield player. Well, he is. He might get around the pitch, but he doesn't maraud into the opposition box. He doesn't get it edge of the box and ping it at goal. He's there to press and to break play up. So that, to me, is a destructive midfield player. Now, you've got him and you've got Morgan Schneiderlin, who both want to break the play up, but neither of them want to pass the ball forward. And that was a big problem to me today. It was a very, very big problem. We didn't want to pass the ball forward, either of those 2 centre midfield players. And when you've got that, it's a problem, because your whole team is sitting so deep. It's so deep that you can't, you know, they've just swarmed all over us. Whereas if we could have got the ball and popped it off and got it back, we could have pushed West Brom further and further back. But they didn't need to. They were comfortable with doing what they do. And I just feel as though that whole thing has to be looked at. It's got to be looked at, because the way we're set up, listen, we haven't got a left-hand side because we've got a third choice or fourth choice right back playing left back, and he doesn't want to go on the outside. He doesn't want to cross the ball. He crossed one near the end of the game, which wasn't a bad ball, actually, out of necessity, because he had no pass on. He was running out of space. That was the only time he went on an overlap with the ball. Every other time he does it, he turns onto his right foot and it goes back to the halfway line. So we know that that's an issue. So already we're kind of a weapon cut away. So what we can't have is we then can't have our midfield players passing it side to side to side to side, because it's not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. We need someone who can go forward. And when Wayne Rooney came on and went in that position and played that forward ball to Theo Walcott, we scored from it. You know, it was a one ball, bing, bing, goal. And that was it, from a forward pass. And if Rooney would have started alongside McCarthy or, well, I say Schneiderlin, but I don't know how he was in the team today over Garner, but unless Garner's got a niggle or whatever. But Rooney in there would have got us passing the ball forward. I think Sigurdsson as well. I'm not convinced he's a number 10. I'm really not. I think he's just a good midfield player who can play in the 3. But he played in that supposedly number 10 role today. I don't know. He didn't get any real shots away. He didn't play any through balls. He wasn't dominating the ball. So I don't know. But to me, the midfield is all wrong at the minute. The makeup is wrong, and Sam Allardyce has got to look at what our best midfield is. You see, I can't believe Davy Klaassen isn't on the bench or hasn't had a chance alongside a holding midfield player or a destructive midfield player to see whether he can play that. Not necessarily the number 10, but whether he can play in alongside and put tackles in and pop it off and get it back. Someone a little bit different, someone who wants to play forward and not backwards. Do we really need someone to play the ball backwards all the time? Because that's all we do. And then what happens is, when these teams come to Goodison, you're giving them the incentive because you're not pushing them on the back foot. So the midfield is a big problem for me. And my third point and final point, where was Ademola Lookman? Where was he today? That, to me, is a game where he should be on the bench. You know, Vlasic comes in. I like Nikola Vlasic. I've got no issue with him at all. I think he's a good player, but he's been brought in and thrown on the left hand. Excuse me. He's been thrown on the left hand side today. Bolassi's been there. Lookman come on for half an hour at Anfield and was involved in a goal and run at them. He terrorised Joe Gomez, who's, you know, supposedly the net. No, to be fair, Gomez is a good player, but Gomez, you know, who they love, he terrorised him so much they had to take him off and put Trent Alexander, whatever his name is, Arnold on. And Lookman's not been seen since. How? Teams like Tottenham are sniffing around him. He can't get in R18. It's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Now, I'm not saying he should be in starting, but that game today, half an hour to go, put him on, let him run at them, let him get some momentum. Bolassi's going to be up and down. He is. He's just come back from a year out. How is Lookman not on the bench? How? Why have we got Michael Keane and Phil Jagielka on the bench? Is it because you don't want to say to one of them, you're not in the 18? Don't mind doing it to a £25 million centre midfield player, or you don't mind doing it to Sandro Ramirez. Where was he? But, you know, it doesn't make sense what I'm seeing at the moment with some of Sam's decisions. It just doesn't make sense to me. The Lookman one, probably more than any. Well, no, maybe the Klaassen one as well. But Lookman, who has done it, and he's done it in front of Allardyce as well. He's shown him what he can do. Why is he not there at home? Okay, I can understand it a little bit at Wembley maybe, but again, last week he should have been the one who was brought on with half an hour to go when the game was finished anyway. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. There's my 3 talking points from Everton 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. Make sure you have a fantastic weekend. Check all the rest of our videos around this. And I'll see you soon on Toffee TV.